Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, today I have Max Sheets on the line, and he's CEO over at Chicken Max. Max, welcome to the show.
Hey, Adam. Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here today.
Oh, man. So, hey, I'm so excited to get into this today's topic. So we're going to get into Chicken Max, your company or your restaurant, and also kind of the concept behind it, the food. I have a feeling I'm going to leave this conversation hungry and ready for lunch. But before we get into that, I do want to go a little bit further into your background. So tell us a little bit more about how you got started in the restaurant industry, please.
Gosh, Adam, it's so long ago. When I was a young guy, there was a Pizza Hut just down the street from where I lived in a little town called Newton, Kansas. And I was probably 11 or 12, and I'd walk down there, and I'd do dishes after they closed or while they were getting ready to close. And I remember, cleaning everything and washing everything, scraping the cheese off the pans in a 3-compartment sink, and then kind of moving forward from the dish tank into the kitchen and learning the business. Learning how to count pepperoni, as we call it in the day, and in those days, we made all the crust and put it through the sheeter, or made all the dough and then put the dough through the sheeter, and everything was done fresh. And so started with Pizza Hut. So the restaurant industry is kind of in my blood, and Pizza Hut starting in Wichita. I went to school with a lot of my classmates. Folks were on the ground floor of the concept, and so got to watch it grow. So it was a very organic experience from the ground up at Pizza Hut, meeting all those people, and the contacts you make through life. It's all where you start and who you get to meet, and being lucky enough and fortunate enough to walk through the doors that opened for me. So, beginning there, and then from there, working for a large franchisee, and there was a lot of mentorship along the way, and people that I even, today, lean on and talk to very regularly. So, started with Pizza Hut, and then Lone Star Steakhouse and Saloon, which then was Del Frisco's and Sullivan's and all the things we did in the 90s, and then Trills Entertainment, which was Fox and Hound, and Bailey Sports Grill, and then from there to Tez Montana Grill. Actually, I guess there was a stop in between there. Did some of the original Firebirds works with Dennis Thompson, and then to Tez Montana Grill, and working with George McCarrow, and George is still a dear friend and a mentor who I speak to, probably weekly. He really helps me guide me through the path and keep me going, and help me with all of his wisdom to this day. And the same with Jamie Coulter, and then from there was on to Smashburger and on to Freddy's, and it's been quite a path. And my background has been on the development side, and so being on the development side, my travel schedule was huge, and we're opening restaurants from coast to coast, and while you're out there traveling, I was always encouraged by the guys to who own the companies to get out and look around and try new things and eat all the things that I saw and let them know what I thought. And over the last few years, I had contemplated doing something myself, and one thing led to another. And a few years ago, three years ago, I just decided, if I'm ever going to do this, now's the time. And I'd been watching everything real close and saw that chicken was hot, and wanted to do something in the chicken industry, but didn't want to be like every other chicken player out there. And so in my travels, I love going to farmers markets, and I love food trucks and eating at food trucks. And so I spent a lot of time on the central coast of California, and out there on the central coast, we had a big smoker that we took to all the farmers markets, and I learned about using almond wood, and I had kept that in the back of my mind. So from my time at Smashburger, where I met Tom Ryan, who's an incredible food scientist, I learned the value of understanding, food chemistry. And so when I decided to do this, I sat down with a lot of food scientists, or a couple food scientists, and we came up with the batter and with the flour, and we use a very unique flour to what we're doing. And so we came up with the batter recipe and the flour recipe, and then everything for our sauces and our spices and our seasonings. So I got to spend a lot of time in the test kitchen and put on about 35 pounds doing it. But really learned about food and flavors and how they go together and how you come up with this stuff. And so starting with all that, then we moved into the design phase, working with design architects and coming up with a name. And I wanted something to be kind of catchy, so Chick-N Max. And we got a neat logo with a cool bird with sunglasses, and then just my own thoughts on culture and life, and thinking that the two things in my life that make me feel really good and that bring people together are food and music. And I love music and I love food, and so how do we put those two together in an atmosphere where people can come in and feel good? And so my thought is that if I've got 50 people in a restaurant, they probably walk through the door and each one of them has got 2 or 3 problems, that they walk in with. And so all of a sudden you've got 150 problems. And what can I do to help those folks for the time when they're in the store forget about their problems? How can I get them to think about something that makes them feel good, to smile at others, and to be happy? Well, great food and some super good music will make that happen every time. And when you walk into our stores, you'll see that. I have a good friend that's a music producer and with Jim and Martha Farrell, and we produce all of our own playlists. We've gotten all the permissions and pay all the royalties, and so we produce our own playlists. And Adam, it's funny how things just fall into place.
Wow.
A dear friend of mine, Kathy Carrier, was on the radio for 35 years in Wichita, and suddenly with streaming radio, she was looking for something else to do. Well, we went to 7th grade together and graduated from high school together. She's got this, she's got an incredible following of people and very familiar. So she does a Facebook Live event every day, and she comes in and does all the does all the outtakes on Radio Max. And so we put together the playlist. We talk about our LTOs. We talk about what we do for the community, because one of our company mantras is doing what's right is never wrong. And so we've tried to always put that in the forefront and make that, be people first. We are people first. We are a people company, and then we're a food company. And we put together a concept, using food and music and treating people right, smiling, doing what's right is never wrong. And again, I'm so fortunate to have a mentor like George McCarrow, who on the days when I'm really questioning some things, we'll get on the phone and he'll give me those years of wisdom from all the things that he did and has done and is doing. So it's super exciting. We opened 3 stores in our first calendar year. I wouldn't recommend that to anyone with a startup. And but that's how you learn and learn fast. And in today's world, as everything moves fast. And in the world we live in, that's the direction I took. So we got those 3 stores open. We've got incredible tenders. We've got incredible healthy options, and that healthy option comes out of our smoker with our pulled smoked chicken, or we do breast quarters, we do leg quarters, and so that's our bone-in product. And we pull that. We've got these incredible almond smoked wings. We've got wonderful salads. So we've really got a healthy options for people. So you can come there and get about everything. And it's great to walk into a place and you walk around and suddenly you see people are smiling and they're tapping their foot, and someone will recognize me and go, "Hey, Max, I remember that song when I was," and fill in the blank. And it makes you feel good, and we do a lot of community stuff. We do a deal every Wednesday where we work with the Mennonite Brethren Church and take 52 dinners to a place where they are doing their ministry for people in need. And, that just switches people on. who are working in the restaurant to make those meals and doing something for others. And that's our mission. You know, we're here to serve. And it's fun to see people really get engaged when they know that what they're doing is making an impact in a really positive way. And we've got great food, and when we're able to share it with people who truly need it. And, you know, a lot of those folks, it's the only meal they got that day. It makes you feel good, right? And that's what we ought to be doing as human beings, and that's our mission. And so, yes, we're always going to have an obligation to our shareholders and to our investors, and we're here to make money. But at the same time, you know, we feel that we can do it and do it in the right way while helping others and feeling good about what we're doing. So,
man, that's awesome.
It's fun.
First off, what a story, Max. I love this. This is like the talk about the amount of years it took you to get here and to launch your concept. I mean, it's just an amazing story. I'm happy. I love bringing this to my audience. I'm like, think about it. Going from, you just took me down your memory lane. I'm like going from being 11 years old to scraping the cheese off of pizza pans, as you mentioned, and counting pepperonis, working your way up, all the way now to launching your own concept and doing a lot of great work and really putting your heart and soul into that, which I can feel through the concept. I just know the love you put into this and your food and putting this all together, and just looks amazing. So Max, that being said, I can talk to you about this all day long, I promise you. And I'm looking at the menu on your website, and I'm in Santa Monica today, but if I wasn't, boy, you better believe I'd be over there tearing up some of those wings. I was like, almond wing, what? I didn't even know that existed. But I'm excited about this. But I'm definitely heading in next time I go out there, though, for sure. That being said, Max, if somebody's listening to this and they want to learn more, or if they're in the Wichita, we have a good Wichita listenership. If somebody's listening and they want to check it out or learn more about the brand and get involved, I mean, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Yeah, www.chickenmax.com, and they can leave a message there, and we'll get right back to them. And, you know, we've got 3 stores in Wichita, 21st and Greenwich Road, Maple and West Street, and 37th and North Mays. So we're all across town. Come in, check out the food, listen to some music, talk to our folks, you know, and we hope that you enjoy it as much as we do. I mean, you know, everything you said, Adam, just resonates in the one thing I encourage all people is to dream big dreams. And, you know, it's a lot of work. It's hard, and it takes time, and there's always bumps in the road. But at the end of the day, when you look in the mirror and you know you're doing what's right, it just validates that doing what's right is never wrong.
Oh, man, and I'm looking at this menu, this Nashville hot, crispy fried chicken breast topped with spicy seasoning. Ooh, white barbecue sauce, creamy coleslaw, brioche bun with pickle. Come on, Max. Why you do this to me, man? I got more interviews to do today. I can't be sitting here getting hungry on this in back of the leg.
Adam, you're coming to Wichita, and we're going to sit down and we're going to try all the food, but I can't wait to try our chicken and waffle sandwich with a pearl sugar infused waffle. It goes through the toaster where that pearl sugar just explodes in that waffle. Then we put on our fried chicken breast, little jack cheese, some ghost pepper sauce, and then 2 pieces of bacon between 2 waffles. Come on.
Now you're just being mean, Max. You're just being a show off. You're being mean.
well, you come out to Wichita, and then we'll reconvene out in California, and we'll go eat some almond wood smoked chicken at a food truck out there in San Luis Obispo, and we'll share it and go both ways.
Oh, man, all good stuff here. Well, hey, Max, really appreciate you coming on the show today and share more about your background and all the great work that you're doing over at Chicken Max and helping out the community and just being of service. I love it. It's a great story. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review in the Apple iTunes store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments on the video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Max, thanks again for coming on the show.
Adam, thanks so much for having me, and have a great day.